Your first comic is hilarious. He wrote for the Oscars. Please give it up for Nimesh Patel, everybody. Come on for Nimesh.
So here we are, 2016, an election year. Might be the last election we ever have. Doesn't it feel that way? We made it to the end of democracy. We never have to vote. I'm so proud of us. I don't know who's gonna win. I really don't give a shit. I just hope that at the end of his presidency, Barack Obama's like, I've been a Muslim the whole time. Allow me to reintroduce my shit with me. Could you imagine that press conference? Mr. President, we have some questions. No more questions. I'm going back to Kenya. And then he rolls his birth certificate into a joint. And he says, Assalamu alaikum, my brothers. A bunch of herbs ran this year. All herbs, all of them. A lot of you don't know what herbs are. A herb is what they called people in the 90s while they were being herbs. It's just... My favorite herb, Ben Carson. He was like a cool Uber driver. You know what I mean? You get in, he seems pretty chill. And you're like, he starts making all these weird turns. And you're like, hey, Ben, do you know the way? And he's like, Jesus is the only way. I wanted Bobby Jindal to win for like 2 minutes. He was the Indian guy. Not because I believe in his politics, but because I want a career on SNL, and that's the only way that was going to happen. You vote for what you need sometimes. Bernie Sanders. Biggest herb of all time. Every Bernie Sanders speech sounds like that Tupac song Changes, but old and white. Every Bernie voter bothered me. Because they strike me as people who think life is supposed to be fair. It's not fair. Life doesn't make any sense at all. It's not supposed to make sense. Sometimes you're pre-med finance at NYU. You end up telling jokes on a Friday night. Life don't make Bernie Sanders. Only reason I would have voted for him is because I'm 30. Most of my friends are passing me financially. I wanted Bernie to tax the shit out of him. Bring him back down to my level. Like we're all going to Chipotle and everyone's getting guacamole except me. No more, not when Bernie Sanders is president. Either everybody's getting guacamole or nobody's getting guacamole. But he's too old. He was 75. He wanted to be president. That's cute. 75 and president. You can't be 75 and president. My grandmother's 73 and misdials me every week. Bernie should just retire and spend the rest of his days watching Wheel of Fortune reruns. Why do vowels cost money? Vowels should be free for everybody. Shut up, Bernie. But now we gotta choose. We gotta choose between these two other spring chickens. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. They're both old. You can admit that much. I don't care who you're gonna vote for. Donald Trump, you can tell he's old because he's got that grandpa racism. You know, racism with no nuance whatsoever. Because you know when he says Mexicans, he means Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Colombians. He can't tell the difference. You know, Hillary's old because she got pneumonia in 90-degree weather. That's all Pneumonia? She must have went outside with her hair wet or something. You gotta choose between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Someone who's definitely a racist versus someone who's probably murdered a few people. I'm gonna vote for her, but I can't tell you with 100% confidence that underneath all that makeup, Hillary Clinton doesn't have a bunch of teardrop tattoos. Shout out Benghazi, what up? I think Bill Clinton's been dead this whole time. Bill Clinton's been dead, and Anthony Weiner's next. He went into sex addict rehab. Now? You mean when you resigned from Congress, when you had to quit trying to run for mayor, when you sexted a chick with your kid in your lap, that wasn't enough, but you fuck up Hillary's chances of running for president. And he's like, I gotta go into hiding. That's not rehab, that's witness protection. I think Hillary's going to win. But people are mad at her because she has 2 email addresses. I have 4 email addresses. If the president of the United States of America cheated on you, you wouldn't have 2 email addresses. So you're trying to get that dick, I think, is fine. Donald Trump. Interesting guy. He's a piece of shit. I mean, I might vote for him. Just to watch him get impeached. That would be fun. I'll give it 3 months before the greatest episode of The Apprentice ever. Flipping through C-SPAN, you're like, what's happening here? There's all of Congress in one boardroom, and they're like, no, Donald, you're fired. I vote for him to teach people a lesson. Because there's a large group of people in this country who think Mexicans are stealing their jobs. And I think if Trump wins and the Mexicans get kicked out, those people will have to do those jobs. I can't wait. That's my American dream. To have some white lady from Kansas do my spackling? Oh my goodness. I don't even have walls. Just roll up to a parking lot at Home Depot, all these old white ladies are hanging out. Roll down the window and yell out, hey, Brenda! You ever put up drywall? No, well, today's your lucky day. Here's a YouTube video with a stud finder. Go figure that shit the fuck out. People wrote him off. A lot of people are like, he can't win. There's no way he's going to win. It's impossible. He can't win. You didn't think Brangelina would break up either, but here we are. And Donald Trump and Brad Pitt basically had the same argument. A bunch of immigrants came to his house, ate all his food. Shit's crazy out here in these streets. That's my favorite joke. Fuck y'all. He might win. Donald Trump ran on racism and terrorism and blaming Mexicans. Mexicans are stealing your jobs. What? No, Indians are. Indians and Chinese people. I got a bunch of H-1B visa cousins at accounting firms right now. Just like, yeah, just keep blaming the Mexicans. We'll be right here. All Mexicans are criminals and rapists and drug dealers. Every drug dealer I've ever had has been a white girl on a bicycle. I read about terrorism a lot, you know, people hate America. That's crazy to me. I don't know how you could hate America if you've never had a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich before. It was the greatest sandwich of all time. Invented right here in the United States of obesity. I was vegetarian for 8 years. I had a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. I haven't beheaded anybody since. There's a direct correlation. Maybe these terrorists are just hungry. They're all pieces of shit. These terrorists, obviously bad people, but they all have wives. That's crazy to me. Obviously, they're all evil people, terrorists, but these wives, you got to admit, are the most down for whatever ride-or-die chicks on the planet. No. Some of you not laughing right now, but all of you will watch a show called Real Housewives of ISIS. You will all watch that show. Up next on Bravo, Real Housewives of ISIS, starring Fatima, the regular one, Aisha, the gold digger, and Karen. Yeah, she don't know how she got there either. You might win. People worried, concerned. Nimesh, you worried? If Donald Trump wins, you might get kicked out because you look questionable? Because people might think I'm a radical Islamic terrorist. And to that I say, first of all, most Muslims are good people. That being said, I keep my Hindu papers on me at all times. Second of all, if anyone tries to kick me out of this country because they think I'm a terrorist, I'll blow this motherfucker up. I'll take a break from the jokes for a second just to say it's weird people are voting for Trump out of anger. No one's made a good decision out of anger. Don't do that shit. Now back to the jokes. I have enjoyed hating on people. I'm a hater. I've spent all my days talking shit on Twitter. I spent most of my days talking shit to Donald on Twitter. You can talk shit to a presidential candidate, and he reads it. And you know someone's back in his office like, Donald, you cannot respond. I talked some shit to Donald the other morning, and some lady wrote back to me. And she said, go back to Iraq. I'm from New Jersey, bitch. Why the fuck? And then I read her profile. And it says, conservative Christian mom. That's easy. I wrote back, I'm going to pray to Allah. That your son is gay. I'm Nimesh. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you. Bye.
Nimesh Patel, everybody. More for Nimesh. He's awesome.